Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well, and today I am very excited to share with you a full face of makeup products by Surratt Beauty. Okay, so to start we are going in with the Dewdrop foundation. Now, when I first purchased this foundation, I bought it in shade 3, which is hysterically too light for me, so my real match is shade 9. So we're going to go in with shade 9 all over the face, and I'm going to use shade 3 as an under eye concealer since it is lighter. And I do enjoy using a lighter shade just in the under eye area here. So this foundation is very sleekly packaged. It is a very unusual packaging, so it comes in this signature color for Surratt. They're very dark violet with very subtle sparkles within it. So we undo the top and then there is the drop. So yes, this is shade 9. So I'm just going to apply a few drops on my hand. And this is all I use for my whole face. And I'm really happy with shade 9. Don't know what I was thinking when I got shade 3. I was using Michelle Wong as a shade match at the time, thinking we were the same shade, but I am slightly deeper than her. So as you can see with that first sheer layer, just provides such a beautiful velvety finish. It does have the most subtle luminosity. It isn't the glowiest foundation I have, but it just provides such an elegant lit from within glow to the skin, at least on my skin. I have a normal to dry skin type, but I have friends who adore this foundation who have oilier skin types, and it works on them beautifully as well. So out of all of the Surratt products I'm going to show you, this foundation is a definite highlight for me. It's one of the top picks, most definitely. Okay, so this is the foundation. You can just see that nice, very soft sheen to the skin. Very elegant. And I know it can be glowier on other people. I think it's largely due to what your skin type is and also how much you use. I only use a very little bit, so I do get a very soft wash of glow. If I were to use more, I'm sure it would be dewier on me. But I really like to take the time to just blend everything in. I didn't add more product to my hand. I just really like blending it in so it's just seamless with the skin. It is sometimes a little difficult to get the product out of this one, but I do appreciate the packaging. It's very airtight, you know, and I don't know when it's going to end, but that will be a surprising day when it happens. Because I have both shades, let me show you the difference between shade 3 and shade 9. Okay, so this is shade 3 and this is shade 9. Hope you can see the difference there between them. So yeah, I'm comfortable using this color along my under eye area, but yeah, this just looked absolutely comical when I put it all over my face. No amount of bronzer was going to save me from that shade. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Sephora 57 brush into shade 3 and just put it under eye area as my concealer. And that's the thing with this foundation, is that it is so elegantly formulated that I feel comfortable using it as a concealer in this way. This isn't what I typically use as my under eye concealer. I really like the one by Sisley, but this also works very well, and of course, like the foundation on the rest of my face, it lasts all day. And I don't feel the need to powder on top of this either. I really prefer not to set anything I put near my eye area, just because I hate the look of any powder there. Doesn't matter how good the powder is, I really try to avoid powdering there if I can. Okay, so this is with the foundation in shade 9, and then I put shade 3 here. So since I applied very little and blended a lot, you can't really see the shade difference too much. It just brightened up the under eye area a bit. Okay, now we need to talk about these babies right here. Mwah! Oh, I love these blushes. I've only been on YouTube for a short little while and I already sound like a broken record. These blushes don't look like much when you look at them, right? You think, oh, just doesn't look like anything special, but oh, believe me, they are gorgeous. Despite being a powder blush, the powder is so silky and creamy and just applies like nothing else I've tried before. It's like some sort of blush goddess just came down onto the earth and then just decided to just apply some of the silkiest, creamiest feeling pigment on my face. It is just unbelievable. Now, it takes a lot for me to get excited about a product like this, okay? You won't see me talking like this about products that I feel meh about. And there are products by Surratt that I feel that way about. They were like, oh, it's fine, it's okay, but I'm not running out to get more anytime soon. But I truly adore these blushes. There is always at least one of these babies on my face. And it all started with this one right here. So this is Grisaille, and we are going to apply Grisaille as a sort of contour shade. I normally use it as a blush base, and I find this color just goes with any makeup look. It's very, very versatile. But today we are going to do something different. So I'm going to apply this shade Grisaille as a contour, since I want to apply all of these blushes on my face. So this is Grisaille. It's like a gray brown shade. Okay, and we're just going to apply it as a contour. Ooh. Yeah, I've never done it this way, so this will be fun. I've seen that you can create your own palettes, or they do offer different palettes within the artistic blushes. I just bought mine separately since that was the only option available to me. Okay, so this is a very concentrated application of Grisaille, which we're applying as a contour. And let's apply some on the nozzle here. Okie dokie, so now we're just going to blend this in. Blend, 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 blend. So more about Surratt as a brand. I first got into the brand through their Auto-Graphique eyeliner, which we are going to play with in a second. That eyeliner is what got me into creating wings, which is something I always shied away from. And then I purchased their Beyond Beige eyeshadow palette, which again, like the blushes, is very similarly formulated, so it's just a joy to apply. We are now going to apply this shade Duchesse as an all-over blush, because I want to use this shade Rougeur as an accent. So Surratt as a brand is named eponymously after Troy Surratt, who was an assistant to Kevin Aucoin in the 90s. He also co-created Tarte and was a global ambassador for Maybelline. And he launched his own brand, Surratt Beauty, in 2013. So it's still a relatively young brand in the, among the big boys in the makeup world. So this is Duchesse, by the way. It's a really, really beautiful pink. There we are, Duchesse, lovely. Let's put some on our nose here. Okay, now we are going to add this very seductive shade Rougeur, just as an accent, I think in this area right here. Let's see. And regarding the packaging of these blushes, you might think that it looks and feels cheap. I don't know, to me it doesn't feel cheap. I don't know if I'm just biased towards the brand because I really enjoy Surratt, but I really enjoy this ombre packaging here. And I mean, I really have grown to love how sleek the packaging is, because look, here are 4 different blushes. It's just very convenient to take with you or to travel with anywhere. It's very portable, and it goes both ways. Similar to a Matchbox, but much thinner than one, as you can see. These blushes are quite pigmented, especially the deeper shades such as this one, so I'm just treading very lightly. Okay, let's add that here. All right. Oh yes, we are blushing. I love that color. And I love how the blushes just blend together so well. I know it looks very poppy right now, but once we add everything else, it'll all be okay. Another really cool thing about Surratt is that I really love how they stay in their lane and just do their own thing as a brand. They have their ethos based on Japanese craftsmanship combined with a New York sensibility. And I think it's really cool. I think it translates in their products. I think their marketing could honestly be amped up a bit and they could really hone in on that. I feel like Surratt, it's well known, but it's still sort of one of those under the radar brands that isn't necessarily spoken about a lot, at least on YouTube. Apart from a few hero products here and there, I feel like it's almost perceived as a more utilitarian brand like MAC, but I don't think it's like that. I think they really have some gems that need to be celebrated. And yeah, I just find them to be a really cool brand and not looking like every single other makeup brand out there, you know, because they can kind of start to look the same and they use the same buzzwords to attract, you know, the masses out there. I understand why it happens, but I really appreciate that they're just doing their own thing, and most of the products I've tried by them, I really do love and enjoy. All right, enough about that. So we have all the blush on. We may add a little more later, but yeah, let's see. So now we are going to move on to the eyes. I do not have any primers by Surratt, so I'm just going in with my usual MAC paint pot in Painterly here. So yes, apologies, I cannot comment on their primers. All right, we are primed. Now, let me introduce you to Beyond Beige. I know you're probably looking at this thinking, well, here we go again, another neutral palette. Thank you very much. But let me tell you, she is appropriately named because she is beyond boring. She is very unassuming, especially this shade right here. It's called, Cuivre. It's a very beautiful chocolatey brown with very subtle gold flecks throughout it. It's just gorgeous. Just like this wash of honey and caramel on your lid. It's just so delicious. So we are going to create a look using each of the shades in this quad, but this is a very easy one and done, or you could just use these two or even these two. It's a very flexible palette. You could easily use it for daytime or nighttime. Okay, so that is Cuivre on the lid. It's very nice. Okay, can you see that? I always feel a bit ridiculous when I go up to the camera like that because I'm not sure if it's coming across. This palette is Surratt's best-selling eyeshadow palette, and it's very easy to see why, as it is their most neutral palette that they offer. But it's also just so beautiful and very forgiving on a variety of skin tones, and yeah, you can dress it up or down. It's just a very, very lovely one to add to your collection. For instance, when I have no idea what to do with my eyes, so if I have a bold lip and I just want a little something something on the lids, this is the palette I usually reach for, just because I know it's going to give me a wash of something beautiful without overpowering anything else that I've already done in my look. Okay, so now let's go into this shade here, and we're just going to apply it on the outer corner just to smoke it out a bit. And this shade is very forgiving. If you ever want to blend some neutrals out, this shade is so soft and it just blends with other shadows, even from other lines, so well. It's just, yeah, truly, truly lovely. And now I'm going to go into this shade here, and we're just going to apply it on the upper lash line just as a sort of pre-eyeliner liner, because we are going to use the liquid liner as well. So just along here, and also adding some to the lower lash line. And now for the inner corner, I'm just going to go into this shade right here, the Satin Saumon, and we're going to highlight the inner corner. Okay, so you can see that on the inner corner there. And just grabbing a clean, fluffy brush and blending this out a bit more before we go in with our eyeliner. Okay, so this was my entrance into Surratt. The whole brand was this Auto-Graphique liquid eyeliner. Now, before this product, I never used to even attempt to do a wing because I found I could just never find one that was formulated quite right or had a very thin pen. This just makes it so much easier to use. The hardest thing with this eyeliner is figuring out how to put the freaking cartridge inside of it. So it does come with a cartridge and then you just buy the refillable cartridge later. Let me show you. So this is the cartridge. Wow, I've had this for a while and I've only used this much. Oh, don't think I'll be buying one of those refillable cartridges for a while. Okay, so I'm about to enter intense concentration mode, so I might not be as chatty for a little bit. We're doing this on camera, okay, I'm gonna do it with you watching. So what I like to do with this liner is instead of going like this, like I can never do anything with liner this way, it doesn't matter what kind of liner it is. So I like to point it towards the tail of my brow and then go down and then gradually make it thicker and then go along the lash line. So let's see if I can do it. I'm nervous. Stage fright over here. Let me give it a little shake, just like my confidence. All right, we're doing this. So yeah, so that's the start. Okay, so there I've just made it thicker. Can you see that? My heart is racing. Okay, and then let's drag it along the upper lash line as close as possible. Okay, so there is my wings so far. What do we think? I think it's okay. Obviously, I do this better when my heart isn't racing 1,000 beats a minute. Let's do this side and then we can even things up. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, so we've got this one's thicker than this one. That's fine. Okay, so we thickened it up. Now let's make this a little more even with this one. I am taking you on the whole journey with me. Okay, so this is my attempt so far. I think I should stop. It's not perfect, but it's all right. Okay, all right, moving on. So I don't own any brow products by Surratt, so I'm going to go in with just my usual Gucci brow pencil and Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. The reason I don't have any brow products by Surratt is that I'm just really happy with these two products. I don't feel the need to go out searching for more brow products. Just my usual routine. Okay, one brow done. Let's do the other one. Okay, we are browed. So now we will finish the eyes with mascara. And this is probably my least favorite product out of all the products I'm showing you today by Surratt. It is their Noir Lash Tint. It's a mascara and it has a very strange wand. This isn't the reason I don't like it. But it does take some getting used to applying this mascara because of the wand, but for my taste it just isn't dramatic enough. I really quite like a volumized lengthened lash, and this holds curl very well, but I don't find it gives me the dramatic look that I usually want. And Surratt does have a very nice lash curler. I don't have it because I'm happy with my Shiseido one, but I've only heard wonderful things about their lash curler. So if you're after any lash curler, then I would definitely consider that one. If I didn't already have this one, then I would purchase the one from Surratt. Okay, so let's apply this lash tint. Now the wand is apparently like this so that every single lash can be gripped, and I find it can from the bottom, but it's really hard to have the wand drag all the way to the tip of the lash, you know? You really have to work at it. I don't know, with the mascara I normally use, I don't have that problem. I can apply it quite quickly. So you see how long I've been going at it, and there isn't that much drama going on. I like a bit more fire, you know? So let's do the other eye. This mascara was very well received by other people, but yeah, it's definitely not one I would recommend. I don't enjoy the application process, and just think there are much nicer mascaras out there. I also don't want to have to spend what feels like 10 minutes applying mascara. I want it to be a relatively quick process. Okay, mascara is applied to my top and bottom lashes. It's alright. I'm dying to use my other one, but I'll resist. For lips, we are going to go in with one of Surratt's lip slicks. I have mine in the shade Au Courant. It's a very appropriately fall shade, very autumnal. Excuse the the other remnants from the other swatches, but that is the shade. So very nice for the fall. So let's apply. I am honestly not the biggest fan of this lip product either. It's nice. I give it 6.57 out of 10, just because I find it accentuates any sort of irregularity on your lips. If you have even the slightest dry patch, boom, it's highlighted, and I don't like how it applies without a lip liner. Yeah, I just find on the outside of my lips it can be quite feathered, you know what I mean? So I would really need to use a liner, and my lips would need to be professionally exfoliated or something. Like, I exfoliate my lips pretty often, and yeah, I just find I notice texture that I didn't notice previously when I apply the lip slicks. It does feel very hydrating on the lips and all that jazz, but I'm a little Miss Fussy when it comes to my lip products, or pretty much any product. And yeah, this isn't a product I would recommend. It's not on the top of the list of my recommendations of products by Surratt. I am tempted to add a little more blush. I know this happens every time. I'm just going to add a little more of the rougeur. This is the final look. We are done. So I'm going to go in with my Auto-Graphique Beauty Elixir to just set everything, and then we'll chat about my favorites. So yes, I just got this Auto-Graphique Beauty Elixir in the mail today. It smells different to the original. Okay, so this is the final look. I'm really happy with how it all came together. I especially love the blush. I know it's heavy, but I'm really digging it. I think these products came together in a way to deliver a really chic autumnal look. My top picks from Surratt would have to be the Dewdrop foundation. I mean, I didn't apply any powder on top or anything, just those blushes, and my skin is just looking really velvety and has that slight luminosity to it. I think it's just really such a beautiful foundation. I would say that is in my top 2 picks for foundation out of all brands would be the Surratt Dewdrop and the Sicily Cushion. The Sicily is just a lot glowier, so the Surratt is very much the more versatile foundation between the two. And as you know, I have this very strange affection for these blushes. They are just, I cannot get enough, cannot sing their praises enough. If you are on the hunt for a blush or you're wanting to explore powder blushes, then I strongly recommend the Surratt blushes. And they come in an array of fantastic shades. I think there's somewhere close to 30 different shades in the artistic blushes, so we always like that. Similarly, I also really love the Beyond Beige eyeshadow palette. It is incredibly versatile, just such a gorgeous palette for every day. You can wear it to work, you could smoke it out a bit more for going out in the evening and zhuzh it up a bit more. I just think it's a really pretty and sophisticated palette. It is a pretty pricey palette, but Surratt does go on sale Every now and then, for example, I first purchased their foundation at full price, but shade 9, my correct shade, I got for 50% off. So there are those sales with Surratt every now and then. I got mine through Nordstrom when it was on sale. So keep an eye out for those. It's always nice to not pay full price. So I would say the products I'm not particularly excited by would have to be the Noir Lash Tint and the Lip Slick. They're fine products. There isn't necessarily anything wrong with them majorly. They're just very average for me. I wouldn't recommend them. They're not products that excite me. So the sun is setting, I'm losing light, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. I'd love to know what you think of Surratt. If you have any of their products, what works for you, what doesn't, or what are your highlights from the brand, drop a comment and let me know. I cannot wait to connect with you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take good care, and I will chat with you on my next video. Bye.